right. All right, what's up, you guys? Hey, I woke up today and I'm feeling like I really want to provide some value to the community, and I want to give you guys some help, that normal people that want to give. This is different content than you would see out there on the timeline. And, for those people who are telling you that you got to keep pushing, keep clicking, I'm going to give you an alternative route, right? I'm going to help you land the job that you're going to need here very soon. So we are going to watch a very short video, and I'm going to give my thoughts on how to land a job at McDonald's. This is going to be from an area supervisor at McDonald's. He's going to give us 3 tips on how to land that job, put those fries in the bag, and we're going to see how it goes. So we're going to play it, and I'm going to make sure that when you run out of money, when you go to zero, doing whatever it is that you're doing, the PumpFun trenches, Perps, pre-sales, whatever it is, you at least have a way to fall back on your feet.
Congratulations. You applied to your local McDonald's and landed an interview. Whether this is your first job or needed a fresh start, here are my tips on how to prepare from a McDonald's area supervisor.
So I will say, he doesn't tell you how to apply, so maybe that'll have to be another video. So this is assuming that you've been able to get to the website or walk into the your local McDonald's and hand an application. You've landed an interview. So he said whether you need a fresh start or whether you're just looking for a change of pace from the crypto streets, here are his tips.
Here are my tips on how to prepare from a McDonald's area supervisor. Number 1, early is on time and on time is late. This is important because it's your first impression to your possible future boss. If you're late for your first interview, chances are you'll probably be late for work, which is not a good look. So be about 10 minutes early. McDonald's is also a very fast-paced environment, and the managers block off time for your interview. So if you'll miss your slot, you'll probably end up being rescheduled anyway. Number 2.
Okay, real quick, let's go over number 1, because I think that there's a lot there for us degens, especially degens who don't typically have a schedule because you're just kind of up 24/7 gambling in the trenches. So tip number 1's a good one. I'm going to let it play for a second here so it shows up on the screen. Number 1, early is on time and on time is late. You got to be early. It is that, he says, a first impression. You only get one chance at a first impression. And he says it here as well. Which I think is also fairly important. If you're late to your interview, you're going to be late to work, man.
To your possible future boss. If you're late for your first interview, chances are you'll probably be late for work, which is not.
No one wants that. No one wants someone who's going to be late for work, dude. They're paying you to salt the fries and put them in the bag. They're not paying you to be late. So make sure you get there early. Although this last piece kind of contradicts what he says. He says, McDonald's is this fast-paced environment where there's no time for anything. But if you're late, they'll probably just reschedule you anyways.
Fast-paced environment, and the managers block off time for your interview. So if you'll miss your slot, you'll probably end up being rescheduled anyway. Number 2, be mindful of your body language. When you meet the manager interviewing.
Sorry, I want to let this play, but this is also an important one because you degens, you live, if you're like me, you never leave the house. You have no body language. Like, my car has had its check engine light on for 1 year, and the gas inside the tank has turned to sludge because it's been there for too long. I got a full tank of gas a long time ago. Since I never leave the compound, it turned to sludge. So some people have reached out and told me how to fix that problem, but I don't talk to people. I talk to you guys on spaces and videos. So body language is important. This is something you're going to have to get in the mirror and practice.
When you meet the manager interviewing you, introduce yourself and shake their hand. Make sure it's a firm handshake. No one wants to shake a wet noodle. During your interview, your confidence will show through your body language. So sit up, make eye contact, and speak clearly. And lastly, number 3, have answers prepared for these questions. Why do you want to work at McDonald's?
Oh, I'll help you with these ones, guys. Make sure you have these answers written down, prepared, put them on your hand, whatever. Why do you want to work at McDonald's? To make money for the PumpFun trenches. 100%. That's the best answer. There's no other answer there.
What does McDonald's mean to you?
McDonald's, to me, is a piggy bank that I'm looking to bust open, take that money, strap it on my back, load up my Phantom wallet, and get back in the trenches.
And what strengths and weaknesses do you bring to our team?
Strengths and weaknesses that I bring to the team. The strengths are that I have a very deep understanding and knowledge of memetics. And I know, what's the hottest cat meme? What's the hottest dog meme? I know who the true Nero is. So those are some strengths that I have. I can share them. Weaknesses, I have none. There are no weaknesses. I can make the burger better than anyone.
I have only ever turned down one interview, and it was because the person said, I don't know to all of the questions. If you follow these tips, believe me, you'll be fine.
Oh, look at those patties. Oh my God, dude. Look at
The
this.
person said,
Guys, those are the grayest, most disgusting looking. That's like if you guys have listened to Spaces, Benny has a project about like miniature brains that they grow in a petri dish. That is what it looks like when they run out of computing power out of the mini brains. They sell them to McDonald's and they are served like this. That is a disgusting color on these burgers.
I don't know.
Don't say that
all
during
of
your
the
interview.
questions. If you follow these tips, believe me, you'll be fine. So good luck. If these tips helped you, please consider giving this video a like. Comment which tip you thought was most helpful. And subscribe if you want more tips like this and to stay up to date with my McDonald's story.
Okay. This is great. We're just gonna go back real quick and we're gonna let it run with no audio because I want to focus on. I really wanted to see how they salt the fries and make sure that the fries could get put in the bag. But instead, what we're gonna do here, get some DMs on Telegram there. We're gonna watch the burger. Okay, so obviously, okay, make sure you have gloves on. Okay, so that's a good step, right? Food safety, that's good. It looks like he's putting the buns in some type of a toaster machine. And actually, I do remember this from my time when I was working on building up my bankroll to go to the trenches. This looks a little different. We used to have a different kind of toaster machine at McDonald's, but I think that's what he's doing here. Same concept. And he's getting a lot of buns. Look at that. He's like saving time. He got a lot of buns at one time, and then he's taking those ones. Okay, making sure not to overload the machine. Then you got to get the paper out. Yeah, you got to get the right color paper because each burger has a different color paper. This right here is for the McDouble. It's going to be the McDouble. It's very clear. I know all this because, you know, that's where I got my start, of course, McDonald's. So he's going to get the buns. See how they're a little bit toasted there? He's going to get the buns. He's going to put them in here. And then you separate them like this. Look, you put them like one on each side of this vertical line. You put them like that. It's going to come up of importance when you're trying to do like a lot of burgers at the same time. He's grabbing these things, which it's helping to make the burger experience consistent. So the one on the right, I believe, is the ketchup. The one on the left, I believe, is the mustard. And instead of just putting on however much you want, right? You might be tired. You might squeeze a little too hard. You just push the button and a set amount comes out that makes it very consistent. It normalizes the burger experience. So that's very good. So there you go. See, it comes out in this little like kind of pentagram type shape. Okay, those are the onions that he's putting on there. Sometimes they might say no onions, so be careful. If someone wants to have a special order, not to put the onions on there or like extra onions. Pickles, a lot of people say no pickles. That's actually pretty. That's not up to code. I'm sorry. You're supposed to be putting more than one pickle. One pickle, unless that's a special custom order, is just not enough. You're supposed to be putting on 2 to 3 pickles. And he is getting the cheese. Oh, that's unfortunate. Did you guys see that? This is the guy that we're listening to? Come on, buddy. He ripped the cheese. That's a big no-no. That is a big no-no. And now he's trying to fix his mistake here. Yeah. And he put it on. See, that's just not good. That's not good. And a McDouble's supposed to have two pieces of cheese. And then he goes and gets his meats. And he puts them on there. Oh, it's just a cheeseburger. Okay, so it's not a McDouble. It's just a cheeseburger. They only put one patty. And that is true. They get one slice of cheese on the cheeseburger. It's not supposed to be ripped, but, again, look, I get it. Okay, this is actually one of the more difficult parts, and this is probably what the degens are going to have the most trouble with. Wrapping this burger is pretty tough. Like, you got to put it. Okay, see, watch this technique, though. He puts it in the middle with his right hand. He takes his left hand, and he wraps it up kind of like over that vertical line. And then you see how nice and beautifully and tightly wrapped that is? That's really well done. Unfortunately, we don't get to see him put it in the bag, I don't think. He just does that. I do want to say just one final piece. He puts it upside down. There we go. It's upside down. You see that little dot on the bottom of the burger bun? That is when you're making the buns. It gets this like little air pocket there. So that's the bottom That's the bottom bun. So you got to put it upside down so that when you fold it up and you wrap it nicely, now it's right side up. So for anyone who's looking for a job at McDonald's, these are tips to help make sure that you are able to achieve that goal, to get that money to go back in the trenches. So again, very quickly, it was number 1, early is on time is late. Number 2, be mindful of your body language. You got to shake their hand. He said no wet noodles, no fist bumps, just go in for that strong handshake. And then number 3, you got to have answers to some of these questions. Why do you want to work at McDonald's? What strengths and weaknesses do you have? And there's another one. What was it? What does McDonald's mean to you? I mean, come on. This is cake. Guys, we got this. So if you guys ever need any more interviewing tips or interviewing help, you guys can DM me. I got you. So hopefully, next time we'll look at the fries. We'll make another video and figure out how to look at the fries, because I know you guys have a short attention span and I don't want this to be too long. So shout out to you guys. I'm gonna rug it here, but catch you on the next one. Peace out, all.